Ashley Barnard. We are now sitting in front of historic Cason Cottage, built in this location in 1924. The cottage is named for my great-great-grandfather, Dr. J.R. Cason Sr. The family can trace its roots back to colonial Virginia, where they settled in the early 1600s, following their arrival from England. After 60 years serving as a Methodist minister in Arkansas, Dr. Cason and his wife retired to Delray Beach, joining their son Roy and their daughter Jessie Love. It is then that this house, now known as Cason Cottage, was built. Dr. Cason's retirement did not last long. From 1927 to 28, he served the city as municipal judge, and in 1928, he joined members of the congregation of the First United Methodist Church in rebuilding their sanctuary, which had been severely damaged by a hurricane. He even served as minister for 2 more years, donating all of his salary to the rebuilding fund. In 1932, the congregation honored Dr. Cason by renaming the church Cason United Methodist Church. It still stands just blocks away from the cottage. Dr. Cason's son, Dr. J.R. Cason Jr., or Roy, was a true pioneer, arriving in Delray in 1905 after obtaining his medical degree from the University of Arkansas. He was the first physician in Delray. Prior to his arrival, the settlers relied on 2 African-American women for all of their basic medical needs. May Ma Cohen was a trained midwife who began her practice in 1896, followed in 1898 by Susan Williams, a nurse practitioner who emigrated from the Bahamas. During this time, any major medical conditions required a trip to West Palm Beach. In 1919, Roy was elected mayor of Delray Beach. He also served on the city council. He was instrumental in obtaining municipal electricity and water, as well as organizing eradication campaigns for typhoid and diphtheria. Later, he had the distinction of owning the very first automobile in Delray Beach, a Rio, as well as the first grass tennis court in his side yard. Participating in local, state, and national governmental affairs was an integral part of the Cason family background. Many members of the extended family were pivotal in the development and growth of society, extending far beyond the reach of South Florida. As a result of South Florida's climate, small population, and lack of transportation, much significant development did not begin in Delray Beach until the 1890s, a time comparatively late in U.S. history. Cason Cottage was built in a pivotal period of local history, about 10 years after the establishment of city water and electricity. 1924 was at the height of the famous Florida real estate boom, when the town was growing and becoming more sophisticated. Many artists were finding inspiration here. Today, the cottage is one of the most authentic architectural examples of its kind remaining in Delray Beach. It is the last remaining structure of a family compound, which contained 4 buildings, constructed in the vernacular frame Florida style. The style was built based on localized needs, such as weather and readily available construction materials. Intricate inlays and moldings top the 40 double-hung windows which surround the house. These windows were strategically placed to promote ventilation and the aid of the prevailing ocean breezes. Dade County pine was used for the weatherboard siding and floors, which are anchored on a brick foundation. Unlike turn-of-the-century row houses or townhouses, the cottage's unique Old Florida architectural style appealed to early Delray settlers' pioneer spirit. It exhibits the structural imagination and excellence in craftsmanship, which were the Delray Beach tradition. The 5-room main house was altered and renovated in 1928 in preparation for the Casons' 50th wedding anniversary. The south entrance facade was expanded with a sun porch. The existing roofline was trimmed with decorative detail, and a porte-cochere was added to the property's west side. The original single-gabled, balloon-framed house was transformed into a quintessential craftsman's cottage. The Cason family deeded the house to the city of Delray Beach in the 1980s so that it may serve as an educational institution. While a house museum for many years, Cason Cottage is now a beloved gathering space for lectures and discussions, children's programs, our summer camp, and meetings.
Thank you.